Well, Kenny, a very disappointing night. Thank you for joining us. What did you make of it?
There was nothing in the game. I mean, we've made a mistake, in a clearance and given a corner away, but then we were sort of still living in that next moment with, two free sort of strikes in our box from a corner that's ended up deciding the game. And we work hard on that, and we're very good in those moments. But from the initial disappointment of giving the corner away, we were still in that moment, and they've got the decisive goal. There wasn't anything in the game, but again, it is up to us as a home side to get the initiative going. And while I thought that we passed the ball quite well tonight. We moved the ball. We moved the ball better. We had more pattern, but we couldn't get anybody on the ball that could go 1v1. We couldn't get away from people. We couldn't get ourselves into pockets and areas where we were in behind people, either by dribbling or combination of passes. We just sort of lacked power going forward, and it made it quite a sterile game. And from our point of view, we're trying really hard to maybe lift the crowd, bring them into it as the home side, and we did to a degree in the second half as we went towards our own fans, but not enough. We didn't get the game going. We didn't get into the 1v1 situations that we normally do. We didn't get into the spaces. Paul Smith aside maybe had one good run and a shot in the second half where he was a little bit unlucky. Every other time, there's a lot of times now he's getting pulled down in our league as he makes the turns and then goes, and it stops the flow of our game all of the time, and referees have to protect him a little bit more as he does that, because he's a really good turning ability, and those 1v1 situations then can go from there. But ultimately it's a frustrating night, and where we've been in a lot of the games quite free flowing and had a lot of chances, while there's not a lot of chances down the other end, and we've got reasonable control of the game and passed it well. We're not testing their keeper enough. We're not getting enough good balls in the box. We're not being able to get into wide areas and good crosses like we have earlier in the season when we've been at our best.
You made changes. Darren Pratley missing this one. Is that because of an injury?
No, just he was not selected tonight. I do think in terms of the midfield combinations, we've signed obviously two new lads. I thought for Jordan Brown, it was a good league debut, and I thought he played well. And but no, wanted different combinations in midfield. But been slightly different set of players, if you like, and did want to change both personnel and numbers in there.
You made a couple of signings in midfield, but I understand that Ethan wasn't available tonight.
He wasn't, no. His registration, we did sign him on Sunday, but his registration didn't get through by close of play Monday, so it's an unfortunate situation for us.
And the first start for Otis Khan?
Yeah, it was, and as I said, Jordan Brown and Otis has, I do think we get him into the good wide areas. He has good delivery. He's lively. He's good League Two player. I was pleased with him. It's been a disappointing start to his career because, both on Saturday and tonight we've only got 1 point out of 6, and that's a disappointing one. But for him, he's shown some promise. But we have to, as a group, turn that promise into results.
Did you have enough sort of pace on the flanks tonight?
Yeah, maybe not. That is true. The 1v1 situations weren't quite there, and that made us frustrating. Where we did work it out, and it's been a strength of ours. As you say, we couldn't either go 1v1 and go past people, or combine the passes to get in behind them. For the amount of runs that both Cipriano and Kemp make into those channels, it was a difficult situation for us. I thought to be able to work the ball down the sides, and then ultimately couldn't get in behind them.
Theo Archibald, of course, would provide that sort of pace. Is he going to be available for Saturday in Mansfield?
Yeah, we're hoping. He's training and been training this week. A little bit too soon for him today, but we'll see where he is by the weekend, and we're hopeful that he'll be fit.
Just how difficult is this result and these two results, I suppose, in terms of pushing for the playoff? Yeah, well, you're looking at the halfway point of the season, sort of just come and gone now after a long break. And enforced one as well, and you can see the gap, as the games then run down, and the gap between ourselves and the top 7, which hasn't been there. It hasn't been there for the majority of the time. So the two home games on Saturday and Tuesday, to get 1 point out of 6 is a really disappointing one, because when you don't play for a while, you want to get that momentum going. We haven't generated that momentum in the last 2 games, and then you're assessing the situation in terms of looking at the table and seeing the gap. There are a lot of points to play for, but we have to be honest and say we do need to produce better than we have done in the last 2 games. Been a while since the last league victory back in sort of early December, wasn't it? What's confidence like now, Kenny?
Yeah, confidence comes and goes, but you have to earn that. You know, confidence is hard earned and easily slips away. And while there's nothing in the games, and we can't say that, you know, we're giving up lots of chances. We haven't given up lots of goals. We've given up one vital one. Getting our teeth into it and getting some momentum going of our season. We're still waiting to do that, and that's a frustration as we just tick into the second half of the season now.
So you've just had 2 home games, next 2 on the road, and against teams that hit a bit of form, Mansfield and then Bradford City.
Yeah, they have, and they're difficult games, obviously. But you know, they're all difficult, and you know, Newport have had a very good season so far, and you know, so you know, but we've shown earlier in the season we get our game right, we can do very well and beat anybody. And we have done. You know, we've put good performances in against top sides. So it doesn't necessarily matter in terms of, you know, who we play or what we do. We have to get ourselves sorted out. I have to be honest and say we're looking for better. We're looking to be better. And you know, while we're not necessarily getting sides, you know, taking us apart, it's a performance level that needs to be upped really if we're going to get consistent results.
You changed personnel at the break, and was it switching to a diamond as well?
We just wanted to try to get Paul Smith on and maybe get his pace, and in the second half tried him just in a little bit of a free roll in and around Harry Smith, and then changed formation and put Raul Satorio on and put Paul in behind. He's you know, a player that you have to try to get on the ball if possible. And while we're managing him, and it's, you know, been a tough few days for him in terms of just coming back, you know, the signs are good in terms of his performances, and we want to be then, you know, working him towards flat out 90-minute performances and him producing his best, but us getting him a service where he can provide for us as well.
There's been 4 arrivals. Could there be more?
We'll see. You know, there's only, you know, within a matter of days now. We want to get people back fit, definitely, and as you say, key people in terms of our system and what we do. But also, we'll see. Be a hard market in the next few days for us, we do think.
Callum Wiley?
Yeah, he's there or thereabouts. He's training hard and had a long time out, but yeah, fit and back in full training now, which is good.